Hello everyone, welcome to the World Tapping Circle. I'm your host Sonya Sophia, and you are here streaming live, living love into yourself with your own two hands. So thank you for taking time for yourself. What you do for yourself makes such a huge difference for the rest of us. So thank you for taking this 1 hour to steady and settle yourself and come into your heart, come back home to yourself. If you're live with us right now, please say hi in the chat. Let us know that you're here and where you're logging in from. If you're watching on replay video, then howdy to you into the future. How exciting. I'm going to peek into the chat and do a little shout out to a few names as usual. And I'm going to set the theme. So the theme for today is dealing with darkness. Dun dun, dealing with darkness. So think about how you want to be using this theme to deal with wherever darkness is appearing for you in terms of moods, feelings, dark things that may be happening around you or to people that you love. 'Tis the season to deal with the darkness and bring that beautiful, loving light into that place with our love. So hello to Elizabeth in Santa Rosa. Hello to Leanne and Marcy. Hello to Purple Dragon in New Brunswick. Hey Anne in Reno. Hello. Hello, so many beautiful familiar names. Prema, love to see you, coming all the way from India to be with us. It's early morning there. Hello to Christina in Santa Rosa. Happy holidays to you. Samadhi here in hometown Austin, Texas. Micah also in Austin. Inger, hello. Wonder where you're coming in from. Alright, so as I said, we're dealing with darkness. Looking for where that has meaning for you in your life. What is it that you're struggling with? Is it a dark kind of mood? Is it a self-sabotaging pattern that you're looping through that takes you into some sort of a downward spiral? This will be a very useful video to use again and again in the replay video library, which if you haven't found it yet, I will remind you is always available for you 24/7 at worldtappingcircle.com, and it comes with your subscription. So do use those videos. You could be tapping anytime you're triggered. We are there for you, and that's why we built it this way, so you don't have to wait for a live stream. Hello to Andrea in Tucson, Arizona. Hi everybody. Alright, without any further ado, we're going to jump into the core causes questions, a 5-minute self-survey check-in, so you can take this theme, apply it to an issue, dig down underneath it, and start tapping at the deeper levels so that you get more out of this session, because you're clearing some of the very roots of what has been creating this ongoing process or this triggering situation for you. And as you know, as you dissolve the emotional pain and trauma and fear underneath it, it will change the way you think, which changes the way you feel, which changes the way you perceive, which changes the way you behave, which changes the way people can interact with you, and the opportunities that are coming to connect with you. All of this has to do with going in and cleaning up the past. So on we go, 5 minutes. Here we go. Thank you, Magnus. Roll the core causes questions, please. Okay, everybody, welcome back. Hopefully you've just learned something valuable and important about yourself. And now we're going to begin the tapping. So, massaging the front of the chest, big deep breath. Oh, and before we begin, I'm going to let you know that we are going to turn off the chat ability during the tap until I'm asking for check-ins, just so you don't distract yourself chatting back and forth, and you can focus on the tap. And that's a protocol we're going to be doing from here on out as the circle grows. So massaging the front of the chest, big deep breath, and focusing on this issue that you're bringing to circle. And now we're going to name it, repeating after me. Even though I have this issue, and say what your issue is. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the eyebrows. This issue with, and say what it is again. Tapping the temples. I don't like this feeling. Tap the cheeks. I don't like this experience. Tapping under the nose. This is really difficult. And tapping under the lips. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, even if this is really scary. And tapping the chest. This scary feeling. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, even though I feel, and then go ahead and say what you're feeling. Tapping down to the front of the rib cage, bottom of the ribs, nice deep breaths. I give myself the possibility of processing the stress that's accumulated around this. Tapping the side of the rib cage. Big deep breath, tuning into the accumulated stress around this issue and how it makes you feel physically. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, even though this feels heavy and hard. Big deep breath. Tapping the side of the thumb. This heavy, difficult feeling. Tapping the index finger. This heavy, difficult topic. Big deep breath, tuning in again, and state what your topic is one more time. And tapping the middle finger. I'm open to accepting the part of me that feels afraid. And just open your heart with some empathy to this part of you that has some fear or feels scared or overwhelmed. And tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. And if that feeling of fear doesn't resonate for you, say what does. Tapping your little finger. I'm open to loving and respecting myself. Tapping the side of the hand, even if I stay stuck in this dark place. Tapping the top of the head, this energy in my body about, and then say your topic again. Tapping the eyebrows, this energy in my body about. Tapping the temples, big deep breath. Tapping the cheeks. I allow myself to deal with this energy. that's taking up space inside of me. Tapping under the nose. It's taking up space in the form of, and then let's talk about that, tapping under the lips. How does that energy feel in your body around this topic? For example, this stress creates tension in my belly, or this fear creates a dizzying experience in my head. Tapping down to the front of the chest. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, even if I continue to feel stressed with this energy present in my body, exactly as it is. Tapping the front of the ribs and breathing, just accepting for now the situation that we're discussing exactly as it appears, without trying to change it, without judging it or labeling it. And breathe. Tap the side of the ribs. I accept a part of me that wants to push this away, that wants to hide. And tapping the inside of the wrist. Let's trade hands this time. Part of me wants to push this away and hide. Big deep breath. Tapping the side of the thumb. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, even if I continue this pattern of suppressing, hiding, and staying stuck here. Tapping the index finger. This dark place. Tap the middle finger and breathe. This dark place. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. I'm so used to this dark place. Tapping the inside edge of the little finger. Who would I be if I didn't fall back into this dark place? Tapping the side of the hand. Who would I be if I didn't have this dark place anymore? And breathe. Tapping the top of the head. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, even if I'm struggling. Losing the ability to feel hope or love. Tapping the sides of the head and the back of the head, losing the ability to feel peace. Tap the eyebrows. I deeply and completely forgive myself. Tapping the temples. I forgive myself for what? What do you need to forgive yourself for? Thinking or doing or falling into the habit of, again, that helps create this dark place. Tapping the cheeks. Tapping under the nose. Tapping under the lips. So let's talk about that for a minute. What tools do you know help you, but you've not been willing to apply them because of all the reasons? Tap the chest. For example, exercising, getting out in nature, staying hydrated, being around people that uplift and support you, right? We have all these good tools, doing yoga, dancing, meditating, journaling, taking your supplements, getting healthy food. There's all these ways that we know will make us feel better. And sometimes we're too grumpy. We tell ourselves a million different reasons why we don't have time for our self-care. And in the lack of that self-care, we slowly, limp along. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm giving myself permission to regenerate myself. Tap the side of the ribs. And bring a little more what back? What do you need? What's one thing you could bring back that would really help this dark place? Maybe it's long, hot Epsom salt baths. Maybe it's bringing back the practice of having honest conversations with the people you need to talk to. I'm tapping the inside of the wrist. I love and accept myself, even if part of me has been nurturing the darkness through being too busy or distracted or overwhelmed to do things I know that will help. Tap the side of the thumb. And give yourself some compassion for stepping away temporarily from things that you know support you. Tapping the index finger, I'm allowing myself to release this attachment I have to this dark place. What? How can I be attached to this dark place? I don't like this dark place. Well, let's look and see. Tap the middle finger. Tune into your family of origin. And let's have a little look and see if there was anyone who was instrumental in your childhood, who was also attached in a similar way or exhibited similar feelings and looped endlessly through this cycle of darkness. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. You might find that this pattern is very, very old. Maybe it started with your family. Maybe for some of you it feels almost like it started long before this life. Tap the little finger. Wherever you track it back to, we're going to bring our love and awareness there. Tap the side of the hand. This part of me that has been looping, hanging out in this dark place for so long. Tapping the top of the head. It may have started, and go ahead and take 10 seconds and describe where you think it really started. Tapping the eyebrows. It may have started when? And tapping the temples. I'm open to loving and respecting myself. Tapping the cheeks, even though it's possible that this started back when, and describe again where you think this came from. Tapping into the nose, say it again. Came from, for example, my grandfather, my grandmother. Tapping into the lips. I'm open to clearing this old conditioning that's been passed down for generations through my family. Tapping the chest that ended up here with me. But it's a family tradition. Now go, Tap the front of the ribs. It's a family tradition. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the inside of the wrist, even with this old family tradition of, and then describe this pattern. For example, of getting depressed or gaining weight or feeling anxiety, whatever it is for you. I'm tapping the side of the thumb. I'm allowing myself to release this old habit, even if it's deeply ingrained, even if it's in my bloodline, in my DNA. Tap the index finger. This is my DNA now. Tap the middle finger. This is my DNA, and I say how the story goes now. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Even if this imprint is ancient. And say what the imprint is. Describe it again. Tapping the little finger, and it comes with what? What feelings come with it? Does it come with shame or guilt? Tapping the side of the hand. This ancient imprint that comes with feelings of what? Of regret, of embarrassment. Tapping the top of the head. It's been such a huge time waster. Tap the side of the head and the back of the head, and it's created so much exhaustion. Right? So just notice how when we stay stuck in these dark places, how much we spin our wheels, how much energy, time, and physical energy it takes away from all the other joyous, yummy things that we could be doing. Tapping the temples. I'm open to loving and expressing myself. Tap the cheeks and expressing this darkness. Tapping under the nose. Now we're going to give a voice to this darkness, because this darkness is used to being ignored and hidden out of guilt, out of shame, out of fear. What would happen if this darkness could speak? What would this darkness say? Big deep breath. And just let whatever wants to pop out of your mouth pop out as you tap. We're not going to give it too much of anything other than just acknowledgement. And tapping the front of the ribs. Keep talking, letting this darkness have a say. Tapping the side of the ribs. Thanking this darkness. Thank you, darkness, for letting me know how you feel. And tapping the inside of the wrist. And let's ask this place that we're calling the darkness, what is it that you're trying to do for me? What are you trying to do for me? Tapping the side of the thumb. What's the first thing that pops into your head? Oh, it's trying to help me, right? Tap the index finger. What is it trying to help you do? Tap the middle finger. It's trying to protect me and keep me safe. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger, trying to help me survive. This darkness has been an old friend. Tap the little finger. Kind of a weird friend, but definitely an old friend. Tapping the side of the hand. This darkness is trying to save me from what? Is it trying to save me from overworking myself? Is it trying to save me from criticism? Is it trying to save me from failure? Trying to save me from having too much power and then abusing my power? What's this darkness really trying to do for you? Tapping the top of the head. I love and accept myself. Even with this funky, friendly darkness trying to keep me going, protecting me, keeping me safe. Tapping the eyebrows. Is it really keeping me safe? Tapping the temples. Let's ask 3 times, is this really keeping me safe? This old pattern. Tapping the cheeks. Part of me thinks it is. Tapping into the nose. It's been an old family tradition. Tapping under the lips. Would I lose connection with my lineage if I let go of this survival strategy? Tapping the chest. Would I let go of my lineage? In other words, would I be kicked out of the tribe if I figured out a new way of doing things here in this modern time? Maybe I could advance the tribe. Tapping the front of the ribs. Maybe this is a service to my bloodline and my family. Tap the side of the ribs to find a new way of moving myself forward. Tap the inside of the wrist. I forgive myself for generating this fear, this pain. Tap the side of the thumb. For perpetuating it, thinking that it was love. Tap the index finger, thinking that it was safety. Tap the middle finger, thinking that it was somehow helping me. Tap the bottom of the 4th finger. I forgive everyone involved, including who? Who may be involved directly or indirectly in this old pattern. Tapping the little finger. I give myself permission to forgive and say their names again if you're aware of their names or their titles. Tap the side of the hand. I give myself permission to heal this in this body, in this lifetime. And breathe. Tapping the top of the head. I'm allowing myself to befriend this dark place that's been lonely. Tuning into the isolation and the loneliness that this dark place creates. I know that when I'm in that dark place, I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want anyone to look at me. Tapping the temples. So let's just give that isolation a voice. This part of me that doesn't want to be seen like this. Part of me wants to push love and attention away when I'm in this old dark place. Tapping under the nose. I'm open to loving and respecting myself. Tapping under the lips. I'm bringing love and compassion to this part of me that may feel ashamed or hurt. Tap the chest, stuck or afraid. This part of me does not have to suffer alone anymore. Tapping down to the front of the ribs, I'm bringing compassion to this sad, lonely place that wants to push everyone away. Tapping the side of the ribs, I give myself complete permission to stay stuck as long as that's working well for me. So yeah, just let your dark place sit there. I say let it sit in its poopy little pants, to use a mothering analogy, until it's tired of it, right? Is it having fun there? Is it really working well? What is this darkness really craving? What does this place inside you really need? Acknowledgement? Downtime? Tap the middle finger. Love? Protection? Good boundaries? Tap the little finger. I'm giving this part of myself what it needs, and say again what you think it may need. Tapping the side of the hand. Big deep breath. I'm allowing myself to heal the patterns behind this, including what memories do you have that may have really reinforced this? So maybe this is something you saw as a child, but maybe you also had some experiences that really stand out that are connected to this. Tap the eyebrows. Can you think of a time when this was really reinforced for you? And describe that memory right now. This time when. Tapping under the nose. This time when. Say it again. Tapping under the lips. This time when. Tapping down to the chest. It's safe for this to finally come out of my body, out of my cellular memory. Tapping the front of the ribs and breathe. I don't have to carry the trauma around inside my body anymore. Tap the side of the ribs. I don't have to carry these words around inside my body. What words were involved in that memory? Either words that you thought and believed were true, or words that somebody said. Say them exactly as you thought them or as you heard them as you tap your wrist. Tap the side of the thumb. I'm giving myself permission to release what became true for me, including what? And say those same words again. Tapping the index finger, giving myself permission to release the effect of these words, and then say those limiting words again. Tap the middle finger. I forgive myself for ever believing that that was true, for living my life like that was true. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger, forgiving myself for believing, and then say this limiting statement again. Big deep breath. Tapping the little finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Even if a part of me still holds on to these painful words. Tapping the side of the hand, say these words one more time. Bringing compassion to this part of you that really took that in. And just notice how deep those words really went. Big, deep breath. Tapping the top of the head. I'm allowing my body to release that information. To completely release that information from my entire being. Tapping the sides of the head, the back of the skull. Tapping the eyebrows. What would you rather have heard? What did you need to hear? What would the antidote to those words be? Tapping the temples, coming up with a new statement that you would rather program your mind with. I'm worthy of love. You matter to me. You're completely capable. I believe in you. I will protect you. You are safe. Tapping into the nose. Say these positive words again. Tapping under the lips. I am with you. You don't have to do this alone. Tapping the chest. I love you. I support you. I believe you. I love you. I support you. I believe in you. Tapping the front of the ribs. So we're going to do a little check-in. Magnus, if you would turn back on the chat. And we're going to take a pause here and check in and see how you're doing. You came to the circle. You had something you wanted to work on. Hopefully you were able to assess it from 1 to 10 on a scale of emotional intensity. And now I'm asking, if you're on the live stream with me, to pop it into the chat what it was numerically and what it is now, and how you're feeling. For those of you on live stream, it's just as important for you to ask yourself this question, because we're assessing not just because it's nice to check in with you, but because the more you check in with these files encoded in your mind and body, the faster they release. So every time you're checking in with yourself, this information is actually updating and changing. So tapping as you're checking in and breathing. Anne says she's gone from an 8 to a 3. Christina, gently coming down. Still feel like I will forever believe I feel worthless and undeserving, but has moved from a 10 to an 8. Keep gently loving yourself, Christina. Elizabeth, a 9 to a 6. Samadhi was a 6, realized as she defrosted it was really a 10, and is now down to a 4, and sometimes that wave does occur. Purple Dragon says 9 to a 6, feels sleepy, getting more relaxed. I'm seeing here, guest 65, it was a 10, now it's a 1. 2 of you are there having a tapping party. It was a 10, now it's a 5. And it went from a 9 in back pain down to a 4. Wow, beautiful. Guest 32. Andrea de la Fuentes says, is it normal for seemingly unrelated images to come up while tapping? Absolutely, because they are somehow connected in your subconscious. So if they're popping up while you're tapping, they're somehow related. Prim is saying, from not getting anywhere to I can handle this. That's amazing. Samadhi, feeling much better, big breakthrough, old repressed grief. Inger says, a 9 to a 7, but am deeply in touch with the sadness, hearing it in my being. Okay, guest 32, learning a lot about self-nurturing, love, how to handle overwhelm. Beautiful. And Kim says, feeling was unloved and undeserving of love, a 6 to a 1, tears and feeling better. Thank you all for letting us know. I know it's vulnerable to share, even in a chat, these deep feelings, and it's intense to do this work, and I'm so proud of you for doing it, because every drop of peace that you bring to yourself ripples out into this whole world energetically. We're all connected. There's a biofield. It's pulsing with the information of all the living beings on the planet, and the more aligned we are with ourselves and our own hearts and our own spirits, the happier and more functional and more whole our entire world becomes. So our peace becomes world peace. So you are doing a service to community and the collective. Every old piece of antique pain you can release from your nervous system. tapping the top of the head. Here we go. We're going to continue tapping. I love and respect myself. Tapping the sides of the head, even if part of me is continuing to struggle. Tapping the eyebrows. I give myself the support I need. Tapping the temples to continue to process. Big deep breath. And tapping the cheeks. I give myself the support I need. Tapping under the nose. Even if there's still a lot of what? What's still there for you? Tapping under the lips. So some of you have mentioned that there's sadness, there may be some numbness, there may be some anger. What's there for you? Tapping down to the front of the ribs. I'm allowing myself to process what's really underneath this. Tapping the side of the ribs, including what? What do you think is really still holding this issue together for you? Tapping the inside of the wrist. I deeply and completely accept myself, even if I'm still becoming aware of what's here. Tap the side of the thumb. Part of me didn't want to know. Tap the index finger. Part of me just hadn't recognized it yet. Tapping the middle finger. I love and accept myself. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger, and I'm giving myself permission to heal what happened. Tapping your little finger, including what? We've got a few more minutes to discuss what happened. What do you think is really the crux of this? Tap the side of the hand. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to describe whatever memories or fragments of memories or old family stories that you think may be contributing to this. Tapping the top of the head. Keep talking. Tapping the sides and the back of the skull. Keep talking. And breathe. Tapping the eyebrows. And tapping the temples. My body is processing this old dark energy finally. Tapping the cheeks. I'm bringing empathy here for how long it's been here. Just sending love to this part of you that has struggled by itself without any kind of attention or love for so long. Tapping into the nose, giving this part of you this gentle kindness and understanding for how it feels to be so isolated. Tapping the chest. I'm open to the possibility of completely recovering my energy, my heart, and my power. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm open to completely recovering. Tap the side of the ribs. My energy, my heart, and my power. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I'm giving myself the attention that's been missing for so long. Tap the side of the thumb. Including the energy of what? What energy was missing? The energy of love, the energy of safety, the energy of support. Tapping the index finger. I'm allowing myself to take this new energy in. So big, deep breath. Giving yourself this energy of love. What does that feel like? Tapping the middle finger, giving yourself this energy of support. Breathe that in. Take it to this place that needs it the most. You know exactly how long it's been there and exactly how much pain has been going on. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. I love and respect myself. Tapping the little finger. I'm giving myself this new energy, taking it exactly to this place that's been so locked away and so shut down. Tap the side of the hand. Choose your own energy. Ready? What do you want to bring in here? Say that word out loud, this positive vibration. Breathe it into your body. And as you breathe it in, it's sort of like inhaling it like a fragrance and taking it down to your heart, to your tummy, to your back, to your neck, wherever this part of you has been suffering. This part of you no longer needs to suffer alone. Tapping the top of the head. One more time. Big breath. Sending. What are you sending? Say it out loud. I'm sending the energy of... Say it 3 times. Eyebrows. I'm sending the energy of... Say it again. Tapping the temples. And I'm allowing myself to receive the support that I've been missing. Tapping the cheeks. I'm receiving it right now. And say wherever you feel like you're receiving it. Maybe you're receiving it from me or from the circle. Maybe you're receiving it from guides, from your own consciousness, from angels, from the divine, from the universe. Tapping under the lips. I am now receiving this energy from... Say it again and command it into this place, to seal this place with friendship and hope and gentleness and deep compassion and mercy. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm allowing myself to recover and fully receive this beautiful new information. Tapping the side of the ribs. We're going to say again what this part of you has been longing to know and hear. If it's a body, you might say, I'm happy and well and can decompress and unstress now. If it's a sense of unworthiness, you can say, I'm open to letting you know how valuable you are. Tapping the top of the head, telling yourself, I allow you to feel this comfort and remember this comfort. Tapping all over the head, tapping the eyebrows, allowing myself to feel this comfort, tapping the temples and the cheeks. I give myself permission to regenerate, to come into a place of peace, tapping under the lips, connection, tapping the chest and wholeness, tapping the front of the ribs. I'm giving myself permission to receive this love and light. I am commanding this into my body. Tap the inside of the wrist as I command this into the world through my own body for the benefit of all. tapping all over the body, feeling this beautiful love and peace moving through your body. Knowing that you can come back to this video anytime. If you want to do another round of this, I'm going to be here for you. And you can do as many times as you need until the only thing here is you and what you choose to imprint and hold to be your truth. This is your power. This is your life. This is your love. And this is your light. How are you feeling? Tune in. Ask yourself how you're feeling now. Magnus, if you'd be so kind to turn the chat back on. And I'd love to hear from you. How are you feeling now that you spent about an hour loving up yourself? And while he's doing that, I'm going to point out that we've got a new format we're using here. I noticed that Kim was saying she was having difficulties connecting, and we've got a much more stable platform, so hopefully that's going to be happening less. But there's a section called handouts, and you'll see in the sticky note at the top to click the handouts for tech support, and it'll give you a lot of common tech related answers. So Christina, you're down to a 6. Congratulations. Elizabeth, oh my, filled with so much peace, remembering how it feels to be connected to God. Wow, that's amazing. Guest 32, Mora is grateful and the back pain has eased and is getting better. Good job, sweetheart. I'm happy for you. Somebody says, I matter to myself and that is important. Indeed. Prima says, insights and possible next steps. Purple Dragon says, from a 9 to a 5, much more relaxed. Thank you. It is a total pleasure to serve all of you. I love you so much, and I love this world so much. We are here to love ourselves back into wholeness, to love each other, and to make this this habitable planet a place of healing and peace and beauty. We have this power inside of us, and we are unleashing it now. I want you to know that the time for love has come. So thank you. I see so many more people chatting in. From a 10 to a 0. Congratulations. I love you all. I will see you in the circle. Blessings upon this time of your life, this time of year, this time with you and your loved ones. And may peace be with you.